Hello and welcome back to my kitchen. I was recently gifted with a jar of the Bastard Rub Spice Blend from my good friend over at Cooking Green Bastard Style, and I thought using this blend we would go ahead and smoke an entire chicken today. The only ingredients I'm going to be using for right now are the whole chicken, 1 stick of melted butter, and his spice blend. And the first thing I'm going to do is into my melted butter, I'm going to add a little bit of his spice blend. Probably about a tablespoon. Yeah, that looks pretty good to me. Let me get rid of my spoon. And I've already gone ahead and washed my chicken and lifted the skin up from the meat. And what I'm going to do now is kind of tip my chicken up and pour just a little bit of this butter between the meat and the skin. And this is going to help keep our chicken breast moist and season our chicken up. I want to make sure it goes all the way through down on top of the leg meat. Might take me a little while to get this thing maneuvered around, but we'll get it. There we go. Now that I've got all the butter in there and the spices, I'm just going to take my hand and go up in there and massage that spice and butter into the chicken meat, as well as up and around the little legs. Now that I have the inside of the meat seasoned, I want to go ahead and start seasoning the outside. But to do that, I want to go through and make sure that the skin is completely dry, or as dry as I can get it. I'm going to remove as much of this extra butter that got on the outside as I can. Alright guys, now that I had the bottom half dry, I went ahead and just lightly seasoned it. And now I'm going to flip it over and make sure the top half is still dry. There we go. It looks pretty dry. I don't think I need to do too much to it. And then I'm going to sprinkle some more of the seasoning on the top, being sure to get into the little creaks and crevices here. There we go. Make sure we get the sides and the little wingies. Alright, that looks pretty good to me. The last thing I'm going to do is tuck my wingtips up underneath of my chicken. And this will just prevent them from burning. Alright guys, all we have left to do now is to take this outside and transfer it into my smoker. Alright guys, there we go. The chicken is in the smoker and it's going to smoke at 225 degrees for about 5 hours, or until the internal temperature of the breast meat reaches 165 degrees. The chicken's been out in the smoker for about 4 hours and 15 minutes, and I want to go ahead and make up a barbecue sauce. I'm going to quickly go over the ingredients while I'm waiting for my oil to heat up. I've got 1 small yellow onion that I've diced, 1 1/3 cups of ketchup, 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce, 2/3 cup brown sugar. I have 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar. I'm going to use about 1/3 teaspoon of cayenne pepper, probably about a tablespoon of the Bastard Rub barbecue spice, and some salt and pepper. And then I can adjust it for any seasonings as we go along. I think my olive oil is heated up enough now. I'm going to go ahead and just cook my onions until they're nice and translucent. So I've allowed my onions to turn translucent and then just slightly start to turn brown on the edges. Next thing I'm going to do is turn my heat down to low and add in my ketchup. The next thing to go in is going to be my brown sugar and my Worcestershire sauce, followed by my apple cider vinegar. And now I want to start adding my seasoning, starting with my black pepper. And you can put in as much or as little black pepper as you want. A good pinch of salt. A good tablespoon of our seasoning blend. Maybe a little bit more. And then about 1/3 of a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. I don't want this too spicy, I just want a little tiny bit of heat to it. At this point I want to taste it for seasoning. That's really good, but I think I want just a tad bit more of the seasoning blend added into it. Probably about another 1/2 of a tablespoon. I'm going to allow this to sit here and simmer for about 20 to 25 minutes. During that time it'll kind of thicken up and reduce a little bit, and it should be ready to go whenever our chicken is out of the smoker. Our chicken's finally out of the smoker, and I've allowed it to cool here on the counter for about 20 minutes, tinted with aluminum foil, and now all we have left to do is get in here and try it out. I'm really excited. It smells incredible. I would like to try it with just a little bit of the barbecue sauce on the side. Overall, I really do like all the flavors Cooking Green has going on in his spice blend. It lended itself perfectly to a homemade barbecue sauce, as well as the dry rub that I put onto the chicken. Be sure to go and check out his channel. I will leave a link down in the description to it. He does a lot of really great cooking videos. Really awesome person. If you guys would like to be a part of the Gamers and Geeks playlist, leave me a comment down below. I'll be more than happy to tell you how you can get on the list. Speaking of the playlist, be sure to go and check out the link I left down in the description to it, as well as to my Cooking with Vault Girl playlist. If you guys enjoyed this video, leave me a comment down below. And as always, thank y'all so very much for joining me today. I've been Vault Girl. I hope you guys have enjoyed, and I hope I'll see you in the next one.